you have that's good will end, and we'll make sure that anyone that you ever love will die. And if you dare speak about this, just showing you the power that we have. This memory took place at the Utah State Capitol. We were in the rotunda. I was standing there. I don't know if this was his I said baptism as like a rhyme, but we were 8 years old at the time. And yeah, they had some sort of plank set up at the top floor, and it was jutted out, and there was a bunch of kids that were in our group that they made go up to the top, and we had to stand there and watch as they walked off the plank.
So, excuse me, so I apologize.
No, you're fine.
Is this inside the Capitol or out?
No, inside the Utah State, in the rotunda room. You know, the big, have you been inside the Utah? Yeah, this is just all granite. There's like a huge, I think it's like where they have dances, ballrooms, you know, the same place I went to prom when I was 16. They did it there, and they had him walk a plank.
As they've unpacked memories of certain types of abuse, they actually will see, you know, welts and things pop up where the abuse was, or you know, swelling, or so it's fascinating how the body works with memory. Okay, so you start. So I started to sidetrack you, but you were going to talk about the next memories you were unpacking.
Yeah, well, going into the same vein. One time when I was unrepressing a memory, in this memory specifically, this was last Easter, just barely, like a couple months ago, 6 months ago, and I had been feeling something come up, and I dropped into breath work, and I started doing breath work. And I just started coughing like crazy. I couldn't stop coughing. And then all of a sudden I had a flash of a rabbit, like a rabbit's leg. And it was, they were forcing me to bite the rabbit leg while it was alive. I could feel its veins kicking, like its muscles twitching. And I had to physically bite through this rabbit's leg as a child. And while I'm experiencing this memory, I started coughing up blood. I have a picture of a cup that I spit it into. That I've never coughed up blood, but that was how deep my body was going. I talked to another survivor, and she was like, "It sounds like you broke a blood oath, whatever that is." And I was like, "Oh, I would believe it, because there is something that." Yeah, pretty awful.
So do you know who was involved? I mean, it depends, like it's a big group, so you wouldn't know who's involved with the Capitol.
It was politicians. One of my biggest abusers was a long-standing mayor.
So a mayor had.
No, yeah, mayor. Yeah. I was like, was it governor? But no, it was mayor. And policemen, you know. There was a policeman in my ward that you would never even possibly be able to come up with on your own accord. I mean, I've seen things and I've remembered things that I would never even think existed. And so it's one of those things that just, you can't logic it, and then you start talking to other people and you're like, we all have similar memories. How is this happening? Why is this happening? Like, how are they covering it up? But then to grapple with how big it is and how large scale, it's like, how is this even real? You know?
So you mentioned someone in
memories in my body that will linger until I'm able to pull them out. And I just kept being like, what is this? And I was aware of what ritual abuse was somewhat prior to this, right? And it's one of those things where I'm never going to claim it if I haven't ever acted. Like, why would you want to claim that? Why would you ever want to go into that? And
right,
so
there's no upside.
Literally. And so I knew that there was something weird happening. I could feel my body really trying to pull out like a really heavy memory, but I didn't know what it was. And so I think I was just laying in a dark room trying to pull it out, and all of a sudden I started having this flash. My dad was walking down these stairs, completely pitch black. I mean, totally pitch black, as if they had like black curtains strung on the wall. We're going down these stairs. There's this wooden door. He does this knock. There's a peephole that opens through the wooden door, and they exchange words. I black out. I don't remember the rest of the memory. I come to, and I was dancing. I came to because I was feeling hay beneath my feet. I was stepping on hay, and then I started smelling the smell of the pee. I realized it was goat pee, that there were goats behind me. Looked up, saw one of a trusted community church member sitting across from me on the ground. He was inebriated, drunk, or high on something. I don't know what it was, and he was with another man who I don't know who that man is, and they were in weird garb. I don't know how else to explain it. They weren't in their normal like ceremonial robes. They were almost like more in like red Roman toga type looking things, and I was in this like white dress, and I was dancing, and I was in some sort of weird state. And then that memory cut out, and then the next memory, I was laying on an altar, and there was assembly. It was like an assembly. There were like pews of people to my right, and I was laying there, and there was a man above me, and there was a goat that was hanging, and he slit the goat's throat, and he drizzled the goat's blood all over my body. And then in my mind, I don't know if I was in a drug-induced state or if he physically cut the goat's head off and put it on his, but